Hey all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically White, Georgia, and I am in front of what is known as Old Car City, USA. This is a junkyard technically, but they've done something interesting here. You know, a lot of people like to film or photograph rundown things, rundown houses, old rundown cars. You go to most junkyards, they'll chase you away, they'll send their dogs after you. But here they're like, you know, we got something. So they actually decided they would start charging entrance fees to allow people to go in and photograph all they want. Ingenious. Apparently, there's a full 6 miles of trails in this junkyard. Apparently this is the world's oldest junkyard as well. It's been here 86 years. Okay, let's see, we push the button to enter. There we go. Now right off the bat here, we have the last car that Elvis ever bought, 1977 Lincoln. Look at the shoe there, that's horrifying. The scariest shoe I've ever seen. And here we are, Old Car City. What's with all these cans? A lot of big bean cans. A pile of computers. Now one thing made me a little worried when I paid the money to get in. The gentleman up front was like, "Oh, are you just gonna be here for today?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," like implying that, you know, this is a multi-day experience. And then you know, I paid the money. It's 11 o'clock. I paid the money. He's like, "Okay, we close at 4. You got to be out by then." So I don't know. This may take a while. Then he's like, you want to go this way first because, you know, that's the best section. You want to make sure you get that if you just got the one day. So this sounds like a massive, massive junkyard. That's good advice, Mr. Carr. Oh, check this out. This is really cool. Look at that logo there, Cartersville, Georgia. And it looks like a rhinoceros, maybe? Let me get inside this one. Take a look around. Now, I've said this before, but I'm not really like a car guy per se. I like using cars to get from place to place. And I think old, rusty cars are super cool, but I don't know what any of these are. So if you recognize something that is familiar, if there's a super cool car, just leave a comment down in the comment section and point that out. And just in case cars aren't cool enough, we have these little did you know facts nailed to trees. Oh, this old bus is amazing. There's a lot of transmissions back in here. And also, why not? Let's throw in some Jeff Foxworthy humor. This here, that almost looks like a little clown car. hit them in the winter? Is that a car joke? No, that car's got no steering wheel. Oil can van that way? Well, now I'm curious. About this oil can van, I'm no idea what it is, and I'm getting excited. Could this be it? Could this be the famed oil can van? I believe it is. Check out all them oil cans. It's always cool when you see something like this. It's like a tree growing through the hood of the car. And just look how tall it is. You can just imagine how long that car has been sitting there by the size of that tree. Look at this old hippie bus. Imagine how many hippies have been back in there doing God knows what. There's definitely some wisdom here that I agree with. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep balance, you must keep moving. You know, that's just kind of how I live my life. I didn't set out to do it that way, but it's kind of how things work. Like the colors here and the stacking. Something is really just artistic about cars after they've died. It's a Firebird. I think that's some sort of cool car, isn't it? Look at that, we got a Griswold style truckster. Unfortunately, it does not appear to be in operating condition. Now see, there's a lot of no smoking signs, and I'm guessing they're not worried about the steel catching on fire, but everything is kind of covered in a thick layer of kindling. And also they say, please do not force open hoods and doors. I would not want to crawl inside that white car. I do not think that would be a good idea. This truck is from Wayne Feeds. It's in Murphy, North Carolina. They even have their telephone number on the side. I wonder if that business is still in business. Wow, this is actually getting kind of intense. It's just endless rows of junked cars. It's almost like this, it's like a maze. I'm not entirely sure if that is a station wagon or a hearse. Check out the red interior in here. I really love that. Looks pretty cool. You know, one thing we're missing from modern cars is just these vibrant colors. Just like the world used to be in Technicolor. I just thought of something. A lot of these cars probably been in car accidents before they were brought here to the junkyard. Just imagine how many people died in these cars. They're all grouped together. Just imagine how many people died collectively in all these cars. Okay, at this point, I just seriously think I've started losing my mind. Now this here is what they call the Tree of Knowledge. Just making this the Garden of Eden. You see some knowledge being hung from the tree. There's a town in Texas called Ding Dong. I feel more educated already. To the cul-de-sac. Now I've seen a lot of cars, but here's something different. A boat! Look, there's even some water back there. This RV just open. Hello? Check this out. This would have been a pretty sweet camper back in the day. This is a holiday vacationer. Travel trailers in Waukerusa, Indiana. You know, most RVs are made in Indiana, believe it or not. Look at this absolutely gorgeous bus. It's Oak Ridge Schools. I wonder if that's Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Oh yeah. Looks like these windows had like green tint to them. This way to the cul-de-sac. Okay. I'm not even sure what this is. You ever have the weird compulsion that you just have to follow arrows even though you have no idea where they're taking you? Yeah, look at the size of that car tree. Like I said, I'm not a car guy, but there's no denying this. Those tail fins are awesome. Oh look, a pink Cadillac. Look at this old hearse right here. You can actually see the where like the curtain that would block out the windows. It's all tattered and torn. All right, is this the cul-de-sac? I'm not even sure anymore. I generally have no clue what is going on at this point. So are we allowed in here? That toilet on the stoop there. Love how these cars are stacked. It's like Jenga. All right, it's just a hunch, but I think this here is the cul-de-sac. Got this circle of cars, and as you can see, they're balanced on each other. They're like overlapped, one after another, in this circular formation. This one's got like what's left of an old siren on top. I wonder if that was a police car. And it actually looks like you can enter the cul-de-sac right here. I guess this was the owner's first 67 Rivera. See the U.S.A. and a Chevrolet. It says Junkyard Memories at Old Car City, USA. Make your mark, pick a car, do your art. Now, I did not bring any art supplies, but I know a lot of people out there that do art, do some art. So maybe those of you who create art could come out here to Car City and do your art all over one of these cars. Now, I don't know what car this is, but apparently it's Georgia's most reliable. This is interesting. Looks like they used to do car tours through the junkyard, $12 a person, and now the car has become part of the junkyard itself. This is the Old Car City paddy wagon. Look at this. I have an airplane that's not real because it's got a ceiling fan for a propeller. Check out this giant fake car built out of scrap metal. And there's the Old Car City Christmas tree. So that, my friends, was Old Car City, USA. Really amazing how they took a junkyard and turned it into a tourist attraction. And as you can see, it's more than just a junkyard. There's art parts in there. Very cool. I just showed a very small portion of it. It really goes on for miles and miles. I mean, if you love cars, I mean, you could spend days here rooting around. So amazing, love it, definitely recommend it. It is not cheap. It is not cheap to be able to get a pass to take photographs, but I'd say it's worth it. So if you like these videos, check down below. There's an interactive map that shows you all the places I've been. You can make suggestions on places you feel I need to visit. If you want to support the channel, I sell t-shirts down below, and I have a Patreon where if you donate at least $3 a month, I will send out postcards on my road trips. For now, this one's in the bag.